On March 31st, 1492, Ferdinand and Isabella issued the Alhambra Decree, expelling the Jews from Spain. But what led these monarchs to do this at this time? And where did these Jewish refugees go? Also, what is the connection between this event and the voyages of Christopher Columbus? In 1469, Catholics Ferdinand of Aragon and Isabella of Castille married. This pairing was especially important since it united Spain's most powerful kingdoms. Sadly, religious intolerance and violence were common in 15th century Spain. In 1478, the infamous Spanish Inquisition began. In February 1492, Ferdinand and Isabella's armies conquered Granada, defeating the last Muslim stronghold and ending 800 years of Muslim rule on the Iberian Peninsula. Weeks later, the monarchs signed the aforementioned Alhambra Decree. It is an ultimatum: either convert to Christianity or leave the country. Many Jews left, facing persecution and violence as they abandoned their homes and possessions. Jews of Spanish ancestry are known as the Sephardi. In 1492, and for centuries thereafter, most spoke Ladino, a combination of Spanish and Hebrew. It is comparable to Yiddish, which is a blend of German and Hebrew. There are only about 60,000 to 200,000 Ladino speakers worldwide today. After the Alhambra Decree, these Sephardic Jews were given just 4 months to convert or be expelled. Estimation is difficult, but modern historians believe that over 200,000 Jews converted to Catholicism in order to remain in Spain. Conversely, it is estimated that over 100,000 Jews left the country. Some went to nearby Portugal, but were forced to move on less than 100 years later when Spain conquered its Iberian neighbor. Some Jews went to England or the Netherlands. The majority went to other parts of the Mediterranean region, especially to Italy and the Ottoman Empire, which controlled much of the area in the 15th century. This event hits close to home, as my wife's maternal ancestors were Sephardic Jews expelled from Spain at this time. After apparently moving to Italy for a few generations, they eventually settled in the Ottoman capital of Constantinople in modern-day Turkey. Then, after World War I, her maternal great-grandparents emigrated to Argentina. My wife and I visited Spain in 2023. One of the most memorable experiences during our visit was in Cordoba, as we toured the city's famous Jewish quarter. Visiting the site of a former synagogue was an emotional experience. We were deeply moved while standing in a place where perhaps my wife's ancestors also stood centuries ago. We pondered what it must have been like for them to be forced violently from their homes. I am proud to know that my children's ancestors overcame such hardships. Sephardic Jews make up about 15% of Jews in the world today, and about 55% of Israel's Jewish population. Much of the Sephardic population today can be found in the Mediterranean region, the UK, the Netherlands, and Latin America. The Alhambra Decree was a turning point in Spanish history, leading to this mass exodus of Jews and the establishment of a rigidly Catholic state. This event marked the end of centuries of relatively peaceful coexistence between Jews, Muslims, and Christians in Spain. It also set the stage for the Spanish Inquisition to brutally root out and punish those who remained in Spain but practiced Judaism in secret. Days after the Alhambra Decree's July 31st deadline for Jews to convert or be expelled, Christopher Columbus began his first voyage across the Atlantic. Evidence shows that when he returned, his reward was paid through funds seized from expelled Jews. That same source of funds was used by the Spanish crown to finance his second voyage. The Alhambra Decree's impact can still be felt today in the cultural and social fabric of Spain. In recent years, Both Spain and Portugal have implemented programs to enable descendants of expelled Jews to obtain citizenship. Here are other events that happened today in history. In 1685, J.S. Bach, one of the greatest Baroque composers, is born in the German state of Saxony. In 1854, U.S. Naval Commander Matthew Perry forces Japan to sign a treaty opening its ports to trade. In 1889, the Eiffel Tower is dedicated in Paris, honoring the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution. In 1968, because of the Vietnam War, U.S. President Lyndon Johnson announces he will not run for re-election. In 1991, the Warsaw Pact, the Soviet response to NATO, comes to an end after 36 years in existence. In 1995, 23-year-old Latina singer Selena dies after being shot by her former fan club president. In 2024, thieves steal $30 million in cash from a Garda World money storage facility in Los Angeles. And now it's time for our Today in History quiz. Which animal is traditionally associated with April Fool's Day? The fish? The bird? The cat? Or the dog? Liked learning about the Alhambra Decree? Then you'll enjoy this one about the expulsion of Jews from Frankfurt, Germany. Tap the screen to keep the story going on Today in History.